Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. In this video I'm going to be doing a get ready with me, and I'm going to be using some of the new makeup that I got that I showed you in my last video. That was a small beauty haul drugstore, and I'm going to be using some other things that I had got before I made that video, and then after I made that video, and I'll be using those things. So it's gonna be mainly new stuff, but for the foundation I'm gonna use my tried and true Rimmel Lasting 25 hour foundation. Now I looked for the new foundation that they have, and just so happens they didn't have my shade. They had all the other shades except the one that I needed. Story of my life. But anyhow, that's what we're going to start with, is the foundation. And so here we go. Now, along with this foundation, I'm going to be using the new e.l.f. trio of sponges that I showed you in my last video. I'm going to be using the biggest one and the smallest one. Does that not look like a big white egg? Okay. I really like this foundation. I did a video of it, and I'm just wondering what the new foundation it has. I thought it would have a pump, but I think it's got like that spatula thing. I don't care much for that. Do you all find that if you use a sponge that you have to use more foundation? Do y'all do that, or is it just me? Okay, using some of the wipes that I had bought, and I showed you in that last video too, and I'm really liking them. They smell like pretty much all the others that I've ever got, but this is the Equate brand, and I like a lot of stuff that is the Equate brand. Okay, here we go. Now I've got this wet, and it's one of those, to me it doesn't really feel spongy as much as like rubbery, and I don't know that I like that. Now I usually like using a sponge when I have a thicker, if it's like a thick foundation. Because I think the sponge soaks it up. And really, in a way, if you look at it, it's kind of like your wasting foundation. I'll do a little more. And when I wet my sponge, I usually squeeze out most of the water so it'll be damp and instead of wet, because, you know, I don't want to water down my foundation. Seems like my nose is always the hardest to cover. Do y'all have that problem? Okay, can't say that I'm really impressed with that sponge any more than any other sponge I've got, really. I don't know if I showed y'all in a video or not, maybe in a haul video, the green one that was the Echo Tools, maybe, I think might have been what it was. It was spongy like this, more rubbery. Um, and that's what this makes me think of. We're using that. Okay. Now I'm going to do my Age Rewind concealer, and I'm going to use the smallest one of that trio. Does that not look like... We have chickens in our backyard, and we have some, they're called silkies. They have the little plume of feathers on top, makes them look like they got a hairdo. My mom always called them top knotted chickens, but they lay eggs about this size, so that's what makes me think of those. Okay. This is still some of the best drugstore concealer that I've used. And I like to use the little pointed end here. If you wonder why I keep looking up, I have my lighted mirror up there, which is giving me some good daylight light, as well as looking to see what I'm doing. And I have a mirror here too, but the lighting is not too good on that. Now, I really like these to do the under eye. Okay, so I like this. If you watched my other videos where I had those little swippers, Swiss swippies, I forget what they're called, but they're pink and purple, and I like this just as good as those. Okay. Now, usually what I do is I take this Milani. If you watched any of my declutter videos, I think I show this. And it was supposed to be like a concealer and a setting powder. And I'll just use this little sponge to do that. But this dried up on me. It was too dark, the concealer part. But I really like the powder. I've used it. And I usually put just barely there to kind of set that a little without making it look so old, you know, aging me. That's what we have to try and avoid when we get our age, right, girls? Okay, now then, something else that I've misplaced. Oh, here it is. Okay, I finally got on the butter bronzer wagon, the Neutrogena. It's not Neutrogena, Physicians Formula. I'd love how this is packaged, and what kept me from getting it any sooner is because the coconut. I can't. The coconut smell is nice, just to sniff it and then be done with it, but just to keep smelling, it kind of makes me nauseous. I think I said that before, but I got it in the light bronzer, and the other one is in the packaging in the store. I can't tell that much difference in this one and the darker one, but I just don't like that smell. But anyway, I thought what made me go ahead and buy it is I thought, well, most things that has a fragrance, once you put them on, you don't smell it anymore. So I took a chance on this being that way, and it is, and I'm very happy with it. I've used it a few times. And another thing, this is something that I bought before that video, which is new. But another thing that is new that came today that I ordered off of QVC is a Sigma travel brush set. And this is the set. It is called Make Me Classy travel set. And this was on sale. I'll put the price here somewhere. And I got it on Easy Pay. And I've wanted a set of these. I've got some Sigma brushes, but I wanted one of these little sets ever since I started watching YouTube and saw them. But I didn't want the black. You know, they used to have it like a teal color and a pink or a peach and a light blue and, you know, more colors besides the basic black. But I saw this set and I could get it on Easy Pay, and so I went for it. So what I'm gonna be using these as I get ready, and so I'm gonna take this powder brush and do my bronzer. Now I don't think I said this in any of my videos. I may have, but I never knew anything about bronzer. All my years, teenage years and younger years of doing makeup, I never knew anything about a bronzer till I started watching YouTube and watching Emily Noel, and she always used a bronzer. So, and with my light skin, you know, that was kind of a scary thing. It still is, actually. But I'm going to take this powder brush and do this and see how much damage I can do. What I like about this bronzer is it's not red. You know, it's not that I hate red and pink. Just, I don't want it on my face, you know, in my cheeks and my skin. I don't want my skin to be red, orange, pink. I don't know this powder brush is good for this or not. You know, I forgot to put my foundation on my neck. Oh, let's bronze. Let's put bronze up that pale skin a little bit. Anyway, if you've used this, you know, well, it flips up and comes with this little, there's a mirror and real pretty little spongy thing. Ugh. It's a sponge, not one of those little brushy things, so not be using that. But anyhow, I think that's bronzed enough, don't you? Okay. Now, another new thing that I got that was before that haul video is the Balm Girls Getaway Trio from the Balm. And this is one of those Ipsy offers that I've mentioned before. And it's got the little mirror, and it has the Balm Desert, Balm Springs, and Balm Beach. Now I have the full size of the Balm Desert and the Balm, either the Balm Beach or the Balm Springs. I have one of those little square sample size that I think came in an Ipsy. And I wanted the full size, but I was too stingy to do it. And then when this came up, I don't remember the price. I'll try, if I find out what the price was, I'll list it down here. But really like that. I thought that was a good deal, and been wanting them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the Balm Springs, and I'm going to use the brush I did the bronzer with of the Sigma is it says it's a large powder F30, So now I'm going to use the large angle contour F40. Now I have one of these already, and I love, this is probably, of the Sigma face brushes that I've tried, this is number one. I really like it. And I like the white brushes. You can always tell when they really need wash. So I'm going to go into the Balm Springs and put me on some blush. My mom always called it rouge. You know, it used to be called rouge, and it seemed like I remember as a little girl seeing some rouge, and it was pretty much red. I mean, they wasn't no peach shades and pinks. Because what I seen that I remember, it looked red. My mom never was really, I don't know where I got my love for makeup from. It was not from my mother. My mom was one of those. She loved to clean house. That was her passion, clean house. Well, I was a disappointment to her, I know, because I hate to clean house. I love a clean house. I hate to be the one to clean it, though. I would rather crochet and do makeup. You know, kind of primp. I've always loved to primp. And I like to watch other people primp. That's what really got me into YouTube. And everyone said make videos of what you like to watch. So that's why I do the get readies with me putting on makeup, because I like to watch others put on their makeup. Now I have a watery eye. Okay, does that look like enough? You know, that's what I liked about the 80s. You know, a lot of blush. Okay, I think we better stop at that. Okay, now this set also comes with one of these paddle brushes. I have so many of these F60s. These are good if you have like a jar that you like. You got fingernails, you don't want to dip in there and get it all getting under your fingernails. These are good for that kind of stuff, and certain foundations, you know, just to splatter on. But I watched a video the other day, and I don't remember what her name was, but she used one of these and put her makeup on, and instead of, you know, swiping it, because that usually leaves streaks, she just kind of patted it. So I'm thinking of trying that, just see if I can get it to work for me. I think I've showed you all this already. It's the Smashbox, the Casey Holmes highlighter collab that she did with Smashbox, and I have it in the pearl because I'm pale. Okay, and usually what I like to do is mix these first two here and with a fan brush. And the only reason I got this palette was when Casey was on HSN, and it was one of those easy pay deals. You know, I usually go for that since my husband's retired, and you know, we have, instead of a weekly income now, we have a monthly income. So, you know, that changes your life. But that way I could do it, you know, make payments on it. And then I like to take this lighter one here, mostly for the Cupid's bow. So I'm not a big highlighter fan, but I like a little, I like it sometimes, and I like a good one when I use it. Now then, I'm going to do my brows off camera because it's the same way I always do them, use the same thing, and so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've done my brows, And I went ahead and primed my eyelids with my Thank Me Later eye primer by Elizabeth Mott. And I'm going to use this new Wet n Wild um, Not a Basic Peach palette. I just want to use this. I swatched these on my hand, and I really like this shade right here. It's kind of like a muted, frosty kind of purple. Mauve, like a mauve purple, I guess you'd say. And I just kind of want to use that. So my Sigma brush kit came with 3 face brushes that I've already showed you, and 4 eye brushes. There is the E40, which is a blending brush. There is the E55, which is your regular eyeshadow brush. And then there is the E30, which is the pencil brush. And this one is a, I don't know what that says. I have to get my glasses. E65. I couldn't tell if that was a 6 or a 0, believe it or not. But it's like an eyeliner brush. So first off, I'm going to take the E40 and I'm going to go into this top matte eyeshadow. And this is pretty much close to my skin tone. And I want to set my primer with that. Just all over. I like that the Wet n Wild has put some mattes in with their shimmery eyeshadows, or transition shades, I mean. So this is a transition shade. You know how they have it stamped on there, like, you know, but you can use them wherever you want to, but it's called a transition shade. But for me, it's like one of those all over kind that you would set your primer with, your eye primer with, and that really does not show up as much of anything. Now these are not real powdery. That one's not anyway. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to still use this F40, E40, excuse me, and I'm going to go into this other transition shade. And I just dug my fingernail into that. Don't you hate when that happens? And I'm going to, ooh, that is really got a lot of pigment. So let's proceed with caution. You know, you always want to start on the outside with the darkest of the most of what's on your brush, and then kind of blend the rest of it across in your crease. And because you have to be careful, because you can build up and add more, but you really can't take it away. Once you've really slapped a lot of dark on there, it's harder to get rid of. Now the only difference in the travel set and the regular ones is the handle. The travel set are, I don't know how long they're supposed to be, but the handles are shorter. And I kind of like that in a way. Although to lightly blend, the farther back you have your hand on the brush, the lighter the pressure is. And that makes it a little bit hard with the travel brushes, if you know what I mean. Now that it always looks to me like that I get more eyeshadow on this eye. And do y'all have trouble getting your eyes to look the same? Which my eyes are different. It seems like as I get older, they're looking more different all the time. But I've noticed watching others' videos, the way it looks to me, like a lot of times theirs is not exactly the same either. So I try and remind myself of that. So, does that... Okay, I'm going to leave that alone. And I think I got just a little bit of fallout on that. I'll use that brush to stick it away. And I think I've told you before, anytime that I have any fallout eyeshadow, it's always on this eye instead of this one. I'm going to take this lighter peach, this lighter peach right here above this teal color, and it's got just, looks like a wee bit of sparkle. And I'm going to kind of go at the top of that where that shade I just used to blend it out a little more, make the edge a little more softer and smoother. And that's darker than I was expecting. Ooh. Ooh. That's not looking like what I wanted it to look like. I'm going to go back into this transition shade that I started with and kind of try and mute that peach color that I just used, because it's darker than what I expected it to go on like. And I've had to do this before with the eyeshadows. I get a little bit too much, and then I try and kind of tone it down. I'm going to go ahead and put this mauve purplish shade on my eyelid like I started to. And it looks pretty powdery, so I'm going to hope that I won't have a lot of fallout. I think that's such a pretty color. Ooh, yeah. fall out. And it's got just a little bit. Not shimmer like we try and avoid on our wrinkly eyelids. It's not that. It's just a little tad. That really only shows up in the pan. Okay. Trying to tap my finger off like I would a brush, but I don't think that's making a difference. I'm going to take this gold shade here and I'm going to put that in the center of my eyelid. Okay, that did nothing. Really? Okay, cut that out. Okay, I'm going to take this pencil brush, the E30, and I'm going to go into this wider shade here. And this is just a little bit, not really frosty, but it's not a matte either. And try and do that a little bit under the brow. And I'm going to go into the corners with that same shade to kind of brighten that up a little bit. My eyes are watering and messing with my eyeshadow. Now I'm going to take that liner brush, small angle brush, the E65, and I'm going to go into this really dark brown shade. And I'm going to do that along my lash line as a liner, and we'll see. And I like to do this, when I do this, I like to just kind of stamp the eyeshadow on there. And it also is not really like a stark black line either. So I like to use a dark brown eyeshadow as a liner a lot of times. And this is how I do it. Then I'm going to tight line. We're using my Milani pencil. For my bottom lash line, I'm going to use this NYX pencil that I think I got it in a BoxyCharm maybe, to go on my bottom lash line. And it's sort of a dark purple. Okay, I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics Cher lip liner. I'm going to try this Colorpop Satin Lip. And I can't tell what that shade says. Okay, we don't like that. I don't like that. No, 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 no. Okay, I'm going to try this Bang Beauty. It's in the shade Spice. And see what that does. Okay, that's a little better. Okay, now since this is the handy one, I'm going to use my Milani Make It Dewy setting spray to set all that. I like how that smells. Don't like it when it gets my hair wet. Okay, so that's the finished look using new makeup and some first impressions there. So I'm not sure if I like it or not. I especially don't like the lip, but it's kind of more nude to go with the darker eye, so I'll leave it for now. So thank you all for watching and getting ready with me. And if you've not subscribed to my channel yet and you want to see more of my videos, just hit the subscribe button down below. And if you like this video, give me a thumbs up. And I appreciate the time that you took to watch my video. And I'll see you next time.